Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Always, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. In the last episode, we were working on getting the Angel Ring, and the big part of that is getting the thrusters. We worked on getting all the jetpack thrusters and all that kind of stuff done, and we are getting pretty close to having the Angel Ring. We just need the iridium reinforced plates, which I switched out the nuclear stuff. I had to think of that. I had to figure out what that word was. I refilled the nuclear stuff there. Need to continue working on getting this stuff. Way too much normal uranium, not enough 235, and just kind of working on whatever I can. We are slowly getting more UU matter stuff, and that's honestly the biggest thing at this point. Eventually what we're going to end up doing is switching up some stuff to make basically this go faster, this setup go faster. We're going to get some more recyclers, we're going to get a cyclic assembler to do some stuff as well, and all in all it's going to be a self-contained system, but this will eventually get it removed. And especially with the, we're going to use mostly solar panels. Anyways, so yeah, that's the plan with that. But there is still some other things we need to get done with trying to get the Angel Ring. And the biggest thing that we need to do is we need to get back into magic pretty heavily, actually. So one of the first things that I noticed while doing all this stuff is that blood magic. We need to upgrade our altar to tier 5. And that's what I'm currently working on. And I figured I'd bring you guys back in. We can do some other work as well. So I would like to throw that in there. I want to make some more arcane stone bricks because we need those for the... well, basically everything. I'm making a bunch of order shards. In fact, I already did. That did not take too long. Wow. So I just made a bunch of order shards and currently working on getting about, I think, 38 more blood runes. Between episodes, I added this guy, by the way, just to make things easier. And so what I'm going to end up doing is moving all this stuff into the AE system at some point. So we need 52 blank runes, blood runes, and there are 16 more in there. So once that's done, we just kill everything that's in there, and then we can hopefully continue making more blood runes, blank runes. There we go. So while we're waiting on that, let's take a look at what we're working towards. So we're working towards the Thaumostatic Harness, which is not terrible. It requires the Flugel Tiara, which is the hardest part, honestly. We already have the air sigil. We made that a couple episodes ago. And let's go ahead and get the flying ointment. So that's just redstone soup, swiftness potion, just some random things from Witchery. So it shouldn't be too bad. So we're going to need a belladonna flower. We're going to need this guy. Wool of bat. Let's see. We are going to need some other things that are a little bit more nasty. Let's go ahead and get the flying ointment up. So we need redstone soup. So we need tongue of dog. And maybe I'll put another terminal. I don't know. Tongue. We have tongue of dog. Let's see, what else do we need? So let's put this stuff over here and that stuff there. So the flying ointment also needs a feather, which we should have. Swiftness potion of 8 minutes, which we have. And yeah, cool. So all we need is the redstone soup, which requires redstone, tongue of dog, wool of bat, and a bunch of stuff. So wool, we have another wool. We're going to need redstone. We're going to need a drop of luck, which I believe requires a gas tier. Let's see. Drop of Luck requires Refined Evil, which is a gas tier. Most of that stuff should be over there. We'll see. And then we need Belladonna and Mandrake Root. So, we don't have any Mandrake Roots, but Belladonna flowers, they're probably both over here. And that should be everything we need. So, Mandrake Root, Belladonna flower. We need Refined Evil, so we just put that in this in here with Diamond Vapor, I do believe. Take these guys out, and that'll start working. So maybe I'll put another terminal over here. I'll do that between episodes again, just because it's more of a convenience thing, and it doesn't take too long. I brought this line from all the way up here, so I might need to... I'll probably just run another line along the side like this. But I figured that'd be the easiest place, just because there's plenty of channels right here. And I just have a couple cable anchors right here to prevent connection. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So once the distillery is done, which it seems like it is, Refined Evil becomes a Drop of Luck with Mandrake Root, Redstone, Netherwort. We're gonna need why can't I say this? Mutandis Extremis. So that goes in here, and I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. So it's this, then that. That'll take a second. And then what's the last thing we need? Tear of the Goddess, which I don't have. I believe it is... I believe Tear of the Goddess is... what? It's Lapis and Breath of the Goddess. Alright, easy enough. So put that in there with a piece of Lapis. And we'll just take this stuff out and throw it on the ground because I don't have any more space. Cool. So the order is Mandrake. Okay, the order matters. So we need Mandrake, Netherwort, Tear the Goddess. Mandrake, Netherwort, Tear the Goddess. And then I believe it is Refined Evil, then Mutandis. Okay. So that's not too bad. We'll get that taken care of. I need to spend some time with Witchery a little bit, just kind of getting a nice supply of all the things. Not that we need to use them all that often, but we'll need to use them often enough. Enderdew, for example, is something we'll need a good bit of, but that's not too much of an issue. I do need some more clay jars, which I think this system knows how to make. So Tear the Goddess. So let's get Drop of Luck. And I just want to make sure. So Mandrake, Netherwort, Tear the Goddess. Mandrake, Netherwort, Tear the Goddess. Refined Evil, Mutandis Extremis. That'll do its thing. And then we should be able to make the redstone soup. And then the flying ointment. So that stuff both comes over here. We will need some bottles. So this, and this. White particles, redstone soup. Alright, and there is actually water in there, I think. Which I just threw back in. We'll just drink the water bottle. So I think it's a visual glitch that there's no water. Let's throw a feather in. And there we go. There's the flying ointment. So that is the other thing we need. Alright, that was easy enough. So how are we doing with blood magic? Alright, so those are all done. That is completely empty. That's what I expected to see. So let's take this and we'll see how many more we need. So we need 52 in total. 1, 2, We have 26. We need 26 more. So we need 26,000 LP in here. That shouldn't be too hard to do. We'll just cut everything up and hope for the best. So that gave us 7,000. So we do that, and that will clear up. And we'll come back to that in a little bit. So the other thing we are going to need is we need 4 beacons. Now beacons are not too bad to do, but we do need nether stars. We don't have any beacons. We're also going to need blocks of different metals. Doesn't really matter as long as it is a beacon base. So 10 maybe. Iron we have a lot of as well, but iron is really useful. I'm surprised we don't have more aluminum than we do. I think we're gonna use 10 blocks. So there's 2 beacons, and there's 2 beacons. All right, so we just need to get some nether stars. So we'll need some soul sand. Let's see, 16 for 4 nether stars, and this shouldn't be too bad to do. We have our nice secure area. We just need some more skeletons. So let's get that going. Before we start spawning anything, we do need to go ahead and put the nasty liquid and there we go. Turn it on. And I'm assuming this will be turned on if it's not already. This is off, so that's good. And hopefully that will work. Ow. Let's see, left click, redstone control. We'll just take it out for a second and put it back in. See if it works this time. But it should, yeah, there we go. And there is already wither skeleton skulls. Is this getting experience out of curiosity? I don't remember. No, but it is a 40% chance. And there's 2 withers that we can kill. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and dump off our inventory of this stuff. I'm going to put the flying ointment and the air sigil in here, just to kind of keep them safe. Not that I'm expecting that we'll die or anything, but you never know. So let's go ahead and kill a couple more withers. And hopefully by the time we do this, we'll be able to kind of finish everything up. But yeah, this should not be a problem at all at this point. The withers are pretty weak when they can't attack you, and especially when they're stuck in a room. They're nice and easy to kill. So let's just do that. Do we have more skulls yet? We have 3 more. We have another wither's worth. And let's just continue attacking. And there we go. Another nether star. And another wither. There we go. So 1 more and we'll have everything we need. So we just need 1 more skull. And Should get it here soon. We'll come back. I want to go ahead and kill the wither. So just stand in the door. Ow. Uh-oh, that's new. Please don't wither away. Okay, we have plenty of health. He's regenerating a little bit, but that was an unlucky shot, but not a big deal. Just kind of more annoying than anything. So, do we have all the skulls for the last one? We do not. I really need to come up with a better way to do this, but it's efficient enough. Probably the best thing I could do is improve the sword. And by kind of attracting the guys, it helps as well. So once we get one more skull, we'll be good to go. Get the, there we go. We can turn that off. They can't come out, but they will kind of walk over there. Hopefully towards the sword, the cleaver. And one of these days I'll improve it even more. I just need to level it up more than anything. So with this, we will have the last of the beacons that we need for the next tier of altar. Alright, so a lot of work, and we're still not even halfway done with what I want to get done today. Because a lot of the work is with, well, actually with Thaumcraft. Thaumcraft is what I want to work on today, more than anything else, really. Alright. So we'll just do that. It's fine. Let's pick up the witch water because this stuff is nasty. And there we go. Cool. So with that taken care of, let's turn our engine off. Nope. F7, want to make sure there's still plenty of light. Put the bucket away. I'm going to grab... What can we grab here? Let's see. Coal, iron. We can grab this stuff, I guess. And just to put it all into the system. Still a lot of manual things we have to do around here, but it's fine. I don't mind a little bit of manual. I want most things to be mostly automated, but we'll live with what we can get. So with that taken care of, we need the beacons, which should not be a problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beacons. Now, I'm probably going to look into this again. I don't know if this is the version that has it or not, but I hope so. We'll find out soon enough. But we can start getting some of this built. So 5,000. And one of the big things that we're going to need is we're actually going to need a couple more things because of what we need for the Gaia pylons, which is what we're after. We need 4 of these things. So we need 8 ethereal slates and a bunch of elementium, dragonstone, and pixie dust. So not anything that we can't handle, but it's just going to be things that we need to really work on. Now, in the meantime, I want to come over here to this dark tree. We need to light it up a little bit. Now, let's throw on real quick our Thaumcraft armor, and I just want to see, this guy does not have a node. That is a little bit of a bummer, but not a big deal. let's go ahead and keep this on. We're going to want to harvest a little bit of wood. Actually, just one piece. So that we can make a silverwood wand, which is the next best wand. We have a great wood wand, we want silverwood. So to get silverwood wand, we need charged thaumium caps, which is some Salus Mundus, and all that kind of fun stuff. So there is 2. We need 6 Salus Mundus-ish, so let's just get like 10. That's fine, it's not a problem. We'll just make sure, we just need to make sure we have enough Essentia of all the types, and it looks like we do. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. Alright, so the next thing we need is some thaumium. So we have a bit of thaumium. So first thing we need to do is we need to get a little bit more nuggets, and then we'll make our thaumium inert caps. And then we need to charge them. So Salus Mundus, as soon as we get all of that, which is probably cooking it up right now, we can get the rest of the stuff we need. So for each of these caps, we need, one, we're going to need a lot of aspects. You are basically required to have Thaumaturge armor in order to craft the silverwood wand, because it costs more than any one you can have can handle. So we need 6 and 12. 6, we need more Arum, and Potentia we have more than enough. So let's get some Ethereal Essence, which I went ahead and put into the system, and we're going to get that burning up. And then do we have the Salus Mundus yet? No. What is taking it so long? Oh, are we still making... No. What is taking it so long? I cannot fly. Have to remember that. So basically making the next tier 1 means that we're going to have more... control isn't a really good term. It's just... Oh, it's still working on that. It just thinks it's done. Okay, so I'm going to let that finish, and then it'll make the Salus Mundus. It should be no problem. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So making the next wand is just going to give us more V to work with, and it's something we need to do. So I don't really foresee us requiring too much, but it's still going to be good. Now, how much Terra Steel do we have? We have 4. We do need... We're going to need another beacon, which I'll get later. I'll probably get between episodes. We're going to need a bunch of mana pylons. Let's see, do we have pylons? Okay, so we're gonna need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna need more Terra Steel as well. So we need, it's 2 each. So we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these, and then we're going to need some more diamonds, which we have plenty of. And we just need to make more Terra Steel. This is kind of a big deal, because Terra Steel is very expensive, but it shouldn't be too bad. Do that, we'll walk away, we'll come back in a minute, get a bunch of blood. And the other thing about this is once we make the new one, we can charge it up pretty easily with this guy. So 7 more. And do we have our Terra Steel? We do. These guys have been making plenty of mana, thanks to a lot of soy milk. It's one of those things that, like, I have a lot of it because it's an excess thing, but it makes my life so much easier. I've also added sparks to a bunch of these guys just to make things go faster. And making Terra Steel is not too terrible. So we can put this stuff in here. And once we get this one, I will do that, and then we'll come back to that in just a second. So a lot of work with magic. and just trying to get things done. Alright, I just want to make sure that was cleared. Salus Mundus, we have a bunch. Perfect. And here comes the last Terra Steel in a second. We are out of mana, actually. Let's just give these guys a lot more. And I really should make an experience. The experience flower. So this has to go faster than 5 minutes. And hopefully we get a bunch of mana pretty quickly. I don't know if we're going to. Just turn all the mana spreaders off. And yeah, that's not going to work. So we're going to have to wait. I will get the last one later. That's fine. We don't need it today. We do have 2 Natura pylons here. I could always steal one of those in the meantime. So let's go ahead and make this stuff. So we have plenty of Aurum. So we just need to take the Thaumium caps, which I should probably scan one. Scan the beacon. Silverwood log. It's good to scan most things. 10 block. Perfect. And then it's 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. And then we smack it with a wand. And it takes just a couple seconds. This is not a difficult fusion, so don't really have to worry about it. And this will give us our charged Thaumium caps. It's very quick because it takes like next to nothing. And it's already done. So we do this one more time. I'm gonna go ahead and scan this guy. And then we just need to turn this into a Silverwood rod, which requires us to have one of each of the shards. So let's go ahead and craft 10 more of those. I think would be good. 2, 3, 4, not that one. Let's get 10 of those as well. And oh, it's breaking the ice. I was like, what is that sound? I was really confused. So it's Silverwood log in the center, and it's just the 7 shards. So earth, order, fire. We just need water and order, or rather balance, and water. Cool. And that should be everything. So this craft requires 9 of each of the primals plus magic. We have plenty of magic and we have plenty of the primals. So let's just get to it. This one will take a little bit longer, but it still won't be that bad. Because, well, it's pretty easy. So let's get this wand, and then we're going to go try to upgrade our altar, and then we can start working towards, in the near future, I will make the runes to get, I'll get pretty much everything together so that we can kind of finish this up and go after the Gaia Guardian, which is pretty much the only thing between us and getting access to the Thaumostatic Harness. So once we get this done, we'll make the wand, we'll go finish killing things, hopefully get the rest of our blood that we need. Let's scan this guy. Perfect. And we should have enough. So hopefully if we put this in here with those 2 guys, It says 54. We put the Great Wood 1. It should be barely enough. And there is our Thaumium boss, Silverwood 1. That is a really nice thing to have. Alright, so next thing is we need to go kill more mobs. We'll start charging up our ones, and then hopefully have enough blood for everything we need. We'll build our tier 5 altar. So, how much? We have 7,000 more. So that is pretty much exactly how much we need. Now, eventually, I would like to look at potentially making, if we look at just runes, there is the Runes of Sacrifice. These would be really nice. It does require a lot of gold, ender pearls, and living wood. So maybe figuring out a way to automate living wood would be a good idea. The imbued slates, thaumium, and blood runes aren't too bad all in all, but they are a little bit nasty. We're also going to want capacity upgrades and superior capacity. Both of these are not too bad other than the orb. Now we have up to Master Blood Orb. What's the next tier of Blood Orb? Let's see, Archmages, which requires a demon. That's not terrible, actually. And then tier 6 is terrible because it requires crystal clusters, and crystal clusters require life and soul shards, which requires us to do a demon invasion, which is not fun. Let's kill these guys. It'll give us a little extra blood in there. I'm not entirely sure how much. Looks like about 1,000. But it doesn't matter to me. So the next order of business is to go ahead and just finish this up. So with that taken care of, we should have enough slates to do everything we need to. So that should be 52. We should be able to do that and get 52 blood runes. Now I know this is exactly how much we need because I looked it up, and I highly recommend that. The book is not very good for telling you how the altars are. For example, this is actually 1 block too low. There should be, basically it should look like there are 2 blocks here, and we don't have that. So this is where the runes go on top, and there should be 52. So we'll just do this, and we should have 26 when we're done with this row. We do. Perfect. So we'll just get this taken care of. I'll get rid of the cobblestone, and we'll have a tier 5 altar. So why do we want a tier 5 altar? Well, to put it just kind of quickly, we just need to get a couple more things. And the main thing we need is we just need to have the ethereal slates, which are a tier 5 slate, which require tier 5 altar rather. So one of the other things that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to upgrade a lot of these runes. So I need to make a bunch of this stuff, and I think maybe we'll do one last thing before we end the episode, and it's just something that we've worked on before that just didn't work out. So I think trying it again might be a good idea. Now these beacons do not need to be activated, but I like them to be activated. It's nicer. Hopefully they can see the sky so they can actually do their thing, but they don't have to. I just want them to. Alright, so with this taken care of, we just have one more beacon. This should give us a tier 5 altar. And with that, I will clean the rest of this stuff up later. Let's just pop up here. A couple of things I want to do. First of all, I want to see, do we have any stained glass? We have mana glass. Let's get some stained glass because I want to see if this works in this mod, in this version of Minecraft rather. What color do we want? Magenta? Let's go with magenta. So magenta is stained glass. And what we should be able to do, if this doesn't work, then I'm going to change it to something else. Aw, it's a later version. So in later versions of Minecraft, you can actually change the color of the beams. I don't remember what version that started in, but it's not 1.7. So there we go. Let's throw this stuff in here. And we want the vibrant quartz glass. And we'll just put those here, here, and all around. So we just need to make sure that this is in fact a tier 5 altar. So it is a tier 5 altar. Now, in order to get the runes that we need, so we can get rid of that stuff. So what we're doing, we're trying to get the Gaia pylon, and we need ethereal slates. Ethereal slates require 30,000 blood and demonic slate. So we have imbued slates, we can get demonic slates. All in all, it's just going to require a ton of blood, and I'm not quite ready for it. So I'm going to do a lot of that work off camera. I'll get another item filter and take care of that. And basically get mana so that we can get the last Terra Steel, so that we can make all the things we need and call it a day. The last thing I want to look at is kind of, well, we need to go back. We need to go back and go to sleep. And the idea with this is we really need to be able to duplicate. So if we look at, for example, let's just go through here, the ethereal slates, we need arcane stone blocks, which we can duplicate with very little mana with a conjuration catalyst. This would be awesome. Conjuration catalyst can be used to duplicate so much with mana. Some things that we just really don't have good access to. Glowstone, I wish it could do more, but it does enough, to be honest. And it's kind of worth it. It does require an alchemy catalyst, which we've made one of these before. These are easy enough for us to make now. But it requires focus will, which is distilling brew flowing spirit, which has to be formed in the spirit world. So that's kind of where we're at. And what I want to do, let's get a chest. We're going to run around the spirit world one last time. So let's see, we can put all this stuff in here, just because I don't want to lose anything accidentally, and I think it would be the smartest way to, it's the smartest way to go about things. So we'll just put all this stuff in here, and let's go ahead and take this brew of sleeping, after we get this. So, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, the biggest thing that we need to kind of focus on is, we need to find wispy cotton. That is kind of what's preventing us, and the reason this is so difficult is because we are currently in a deep ocean. The spirit world is standard generation, it's not a skyblock. That wouldn't make sense. So what happens is we land in the water and we have to swim around, and we have nightmares all the time. So as you can see, gotta deal with this guy. And I really don't know, like, there is no good way to find wispy cotton as far as I can tell. Now eventually we could, so I have an ender chest here, and it's right there. That is kind of the key. We need to do some things, but we still need wispy cotton. We need to make this a normal dream, not a nightmare, and that's not easy. So it's just a lot of, this is going to be a lot harder than it needs to be, because we can't find the things we need. And that guy will never leave us alone. So there is another island over there. and we might as well swim over there. Eternal Night and Demon, or just that one demon guy who has teleported. Ow. That was rude. Yeah, this is not a good situation. And unfortunately, there's not that many islands, and we just need to find some wispy cotton, because if we can find some, we can make Dreamweavers, and then that will allow us to actually get something done. Now, with all that being said, this world is actually fantastic, because it will give us access to a lot of things we don't really have access to. And we can smuggle everything out through our ender chests. So it's just a lot of trying to figure out the best way to get things, and we just need to get steady supply of good dreams. Unfortunately, I've been super unlucky and haven't got a single one. It is possible to get a good dream, even with just taking the normal brew of sleeping. It is not a guaranteed nightmare, but it's a pretty high chance for a nightmare, and unless you do things to reduce that chance, there's not really anything you can do. So I do not see any wispy cotton. Now, worst case scenario, we die. We just wake up, so it's not like we're losing anything by doing this, but it is one of those things that I need to just kind of do this a bunch until I do get a good dream. And when I do, then we can start looking at some really fun stuff. I could potentially quarry this area, but more importantly, the thing that I want to find here is mob spawners. Mob spawners would be the ideal thing to have, because it's going to give us access to stabilized spawners, which are a draconic evolution thing that is just kind of amazing. So let's just go through a little bit more, and we're probably gonna die, but I just want to see, is there any wispy cotton on this island at all? And I don't see any, so guess it's time for us to just wake up. Alright, well, we wake up. And that, I think, is going to be it for this episode. Next time, we are going to work towards fighting the Gaia Guardian and going from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!